Most folks think avoiding risk is wisdom. They're told to play it safe. Don't fail, don't look foolish. Don't take chances that might cost you something. But Jesus once told a story where the man who avoided risk was the only one who failed. And that ought to make a man stop and think. See, fear don't protect you. It slowly eats away at what you've been entrusted with. Jesus spoke about a master who was leaving on a journey. Before he left, he called in his servants and placed his property in their hands. To one man he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another just 1, not equal amounts. Each was given what the master knew he could handle. The first 2 servants didn't waste time. They went out and put what they were given to work. They took a risk. They could have lost it. But when the master came back, they'd multiplied what he'd trusted them with. Then there was the third man. He took his talent and buried it in the ground, kept it safe, kept it hidden. When the master returned, that servant said something that still echoes today. I was afraid. That was the problem, son. Not failure, not lack of ability. Fear. That man didn't lose the talent, didn't misuse it, didn't gamble it away. He preserved it. And yet his master called him wicked and lazy. Because fear didn't make him wise, fear made him inactive. And inaction is not obedience. Fear likes to dress itself up as common sense. It says, I'm just being cautious. I don't want to mess this up. I'll wait till I'm more confident. I don't want to look stupid. But Jesus shows us something different. Fear convinces a man that doing nothing is safer than trusting God. And that's a lie. That servant thought hiding the talent would protect him, but it cost him everything. He lost the very thing the master had trusted him with. He lost his place in the household. And he lost the reward that could have been his. Not because he tried and failed, but because fear kept him from acting at all. This story ain't just about money. It's about trust. God has entrusted every one of us with something. Time, ability, opportunity, influence. And for those who believe the truth of the gospel itself, the question ain't how much you've been given. It's what you do with it. A lot of folks bury what God gave them because they're scared. Scared of failing. Scared of being laughed at. Scared of being misunderstood. Scared of standing for something real. Fear promises safety, but it never delivers peace. Now let me be clear. Jesus ain't calling folks to be reckless. Faith ain't foolishness. Wisdom still matters. But real faith always involves trust without guarantees. Even putting your faith in Jesus comes with a cost. You might be mocked. You might be persecuted. You might lose approval from people you care about. But the reward far outweighs the risk. Those servants didn't know how things would turn out. They acted because they trusted the master's character. Faith ain't certainty about results. It's confidence in who God is. Fear says, well, do nothing so you don't lose. Faith says, be faithful and trust God with the outcome. Fear breeds anxiety. Faith brings peace, not because life gets easy, but because obedience settles the soul. So here's the question every man's got to face. What has God put in your hands that you've been burying because you're afraid? A calling you keep delaying? A truth you're scared to stand on? A step of faith you won't take? Because the greatest loss ain't trying and failing. It's never trusting God enough to act. And just remember, son, measure twice, cut once, and mean what you say.